Packers have lost all 3 games.
Right.
3 in a row, I should say, at Lambeau Field this year. 5 and 6.
Tundra.
Done. That whole mystique is gone. Anyway, last night, Tennessee is leading in this game, 17-0 in the first quarter. The Packers are driving, and it looks like Brett Favre has thrown an interception to Samari Rolle of Tennessee. Now, all the announcers in the booth, Marv Albert, Boomer Esiason, and the sideline reporter, Alan Pinkett, who was working for John Dockery last night, all agreed it should be an interception. Well, as it turned out, it came back, and the call was reversed. It was not an interception. But Alan Pinkett, the sideline reporter, who worked for John Dockery last night, had this explanation.
Going back to that instant replay, I think sometimes when they view it and break it down, it's similar to the way they broke down the Rodney King beating. You know, when you look at it in parts, it doesn't look like they beat him up so bad, but when you see it real fast, he got his butt beat. So the totality, I guess, of the event is what is what they look at.
Don't we want to analyze that?
Nope.
That's what I'm saying.
Where is the exit sign I could get out of here?
What is that?
That is a crazy person.
Oh, my God.
That's a moron.
It's a sideline reporter.
Hello?
That's an idiot.
To the booth, can you cut the microphones, please?
Mind is a terrible thing to waste.
That is just insane.
Can you airlift me out of this booth and get this idiot out of here?
I'd hear from
Make Boomer sound like William F. Buckley.
not what Marv was looking for.
That'll do it for the broadcast and the network.
24 after the hour. Let me hear that again.
One more time.
Oh, my God.
Here it is. Here's Alan Pinkett, and he's describing the call reversal on last night's Monday Night Football game. Here it is. Alan
Going back to that instant replay, I think sometimes when they view it and break it down, it's similar to the way they broke down the Rodney King beating. You know, when you look at it in parts, it doesn't look like they beat him up so bad, but when you see it real fast, he got his butt beat. So the totality, I guess, of the event is what they look at.
Don't we want to analyze that?
Nope. What the hell was he saying?
I have no idea. I have
No clue.
no idea. When you slow it down, I guess he was saying...
meant the opposite. If
Yeah.
you slow it down, then it looks like he's getting his butt beat.
Right. But I think in life speed, things sometimes don't have the right perception. Like Rodney King, I guess.
Boomer, just push him out, Boomer, a little further away.
He's a former athlete, no doubt.
Yes, he was a running. He went to
There you
Notre
go.
Dame,
Say no
played
more.
for Houston.
Here comes Rodney King coming out onto the court.
But again, this is just another example why you have to have a black guy on the sidelines. You have to.
For laughs?
Yeah.
Wait a second now.
Wait
Come
a
on.
minute.
James Brown, he's an erudite, intelligent.
He's not a black guy. He went to Harvard. He's a white guy. Says a nice tan.
What is the matter with you? I mean, where are you going
Look at
now?
Howie Long. What
Aren't
he,
you in
he's like
enough
a,
trouble?
half an orangutan, Howie Long. What are you kidding me?
Boomer, take,
Oh, really, that actually is unacceptable.
take
That's
Sid out of
stupid.
here, too,
What's
please.
that stupid?
What's that?
You're beyond stupid. I mean, you're just...
What?
Speaking of sideline reporter, Michelle Tafoya, they've worked her over, right?
Oh, yeah.
The girl's had a frame-off restoration.
She looks good. She looks good. Yeah.
How about that girl on Fox? The
Jillian
black
Barbery.
chick? No, the black chick.
Oh,
the,
she's
the
gorgeous.
bubble-headed hoe. She's does a great job.
Pam Oliver.
Yeah.
She's great.
And she's beautiful.
Yeah. I think-
Double-headed hoe?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, she's got a big forehead, but she's you get beyond that.
Jesus God Almighty.
What am I hearing?
I mean, no wonder I'm just... No wonder I have a career.
That is some
Really?
that is some sweet stuff. And she's good. She gets right up in their faces.
26. Just shut up, all of you. Really, I'm serious. Shut up. I apologize for the remarks of these two Neanderthals. I mean,
Well, I got to be a bubblehead.
God Almighty, you can't even.
Where's my purse at?
Where's my purse at? Why don't you go there?
There's my microphone at.
Okay, there we go. 27 after the hour here on the I'm Still Winning program. Brian Wilson will be at Carnegie Hall tonight. Well, here from the new Smile album is some of the new version of Good Vibration.
I love the colorful clothes she wears, and she's already working on my friend. I only look in her eyes, but I picked up something I just can't explain. And I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me the excitation. I'm picking up good vibrations. She's giving me the excitation. I'm picking up good vibrations. I bet I know what she's like.
I
What
don't
the hell's
know.
the difference?
There's no difference. Well, I'm sure Brian thinks there is, but
But he's wasted.
They probably put the old one on the track and said, hey, it's all new. I like what I did with that.
$5 million in studio time, and here it is.
And there we go. Yeah, brand new. We redid it.
We covered ourselves.
I'm glad I fixed the beat.
What's heroes and villains sound like? I hear that. Smile, Brian Wilson. Carnegie Hall tonight. Tickets available. Probably.
No, wrong track. Hold on.
That sounds like Phil Spector. Well, not now, but, you know.
I've been in this town so long and back in the city. I've been chasing for a lost and done, and I've known for a long, long time. Fell in love years ago with an innocent girl from the Spanish and Indian home of the heroes and villains. Once a night, continuous rain was wild, and she was riding in the rain of the boat that eventually brought her down. But she's still dancing in the night and afraid of what a doodle do in a town full of heroes and villains.
Yep.
That's enough. Oh, I love Brian Wilson. Van Dyke Parks, by the way, he spent some time in the tent in the sandbox, too. But, I mean, I love Brian Wilson. What's there not to like? So,
It's the fact that he came back.
yeah, I mean, he took more acid than I ever took, so. No, I like Van Dyke. And I like Brian Wilson. God bless him, you know?
Uh-oh, Chuck.
I know.
What?
Better hug him.
Oh,
Better hug
shut
him.
up, you
I
both
see
of
a
you
tear.
jerks.
Start crying.
I see a tear coming.
That's the opening bell of the New York Stock Exchange.
It got saved.
Sponsored by a Tri-State Jeep dealer. Trail rated capability only in a Jeep 4x4. The market has been open for 47 seconds and is down $45.
Oh, my God.
It's crashing.
Point a
Down
second.
$46.
Oh,
God almighty. Crude oil's at $54.
yeah.
Even. God. Market down 49 now. Come on 50. Come on 50. Come on 50.
Oh,
Come on 50. Now, about 47 now. NASDAQ down 15. Oh, the wheels have come off. This big economic recovery that your guy keeps talking about. I don't know. It's just...
We got a lot more hot girls at CNBC now. Alexis Glick is pretty good looking. Barbara Romo, her hair is better. Looks like you can't get the Spice Channel. You watch CNBC now. Alexis Glick is really good looking, isn't she?
Oh, well, she's fine, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus.
That's the reason to tune in.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
question about it.
Nobody's watching Insana. It's Alexis Glick.
money bunnies.
Who's the old chick they have that sits in there sometimes? Juanita.
Roderick?
Nah.
No, not Juanita Broderick, you idiot. Jesus Christ.
It's not?
No, Lou, it's not.
Juanita Broderick. Where do I go to get my virginity back?
Yeah.
My finances at.
I saw that Psycho Kramer last night, too, by the way, when I was taping the McEnroe show. He comes on next. So he was in the makeup room. He's a nut job.
That guy's scary.
Oh, he's crazy. He loves the show.
He's nuts.
Yelling and screaming about something in the makeup room.
Well, how does McEnroe succeed with this program? Not because of McEnroe, because I actually think there's something appealing about him.
Yeah, there is.
But
Good.
at that time, at 10 o'clock, it's on at 10 o'clock, right?
That's correct.
At 10 o'clock on CNBC, I mean, who's going to watch it?
He's fighting huge forces that are
Yeah, I mean, it's
arrayed
just-
against him.
Well, CNBC is stupid because his guest list is actually good. And he's gotten pretty good at this
He's
thing.
got great guests.
Right, and he's got that dope. They got that dope Dennis Miller on before him, and nobody watches Dennis. That's a horrible. I had to watch some of it last night because I wanted to watch myself on McEnroe afterwards. So I watched about 20 minutes of Dennis Miller show. That is by far. I'm talking by far. It's
horrible.
The worst show on television. Get rid of Dennis Miller. Put Johnny Mac on at 9 o'clock, and then put whatever you want on at 10 o'clock. But you got to get rid of Dennis Miller. He's the worst. He really is.
You got Larry King on with Mary Kay Letourneau.
Yeah.
Letourneau.
You can't beat that.
No.
Yeah.
She's moving in with that half Hawaiian kid, isn't she?
Yes, she is.
thought she was going.
You should have heard him last night. So, the first time, how did you do it? She's like, what do you mean? How does it happen with a sixth grade? Tell me, what did you do? Go in the car?
Did he?
Yeah.
What's she saying?
Meanwhile, the age gap between the boy and her is smaller than his wife and him.
Do you do it with old guys, too, or just youngins?
Well, she answered it delicately. She didn't,
Yeah.
Well, I bent over in the back seat. I leaned over the front seat, and he just plowed me.
Yeah.
But she still looks good after 7 years in prison.
Wow, she actually is very pretty.
Wichita, do you got a question for the sex molester?
You're on the Imus in the morning program, 34 minutes after the hour. I don't know. I missed
That's
that.
hard to compete against.
I was,
Any 10-year-olds in your past, Mary?
Well, Wyatt and I were kind of home alone most of the evening because his mother spoke at the Plane Tree Conference that's going on over at the Marriott. Rabbi Gilman, well, a bunch of fairly famous medical people from all over the country are there. She was there, and Rabbi Gilman and Father Tom Hartman will be down there tomorrow night, I think. So we were watching. Well, we were just fooling around doing. We were drawing horses.
Yeah.
And playing chess.
It's a good way to while away an evening.
And then
Home alone?
we watched the baseball game.
Yeah.
He really hates the Red Sox.
He does?
Oh, God. He just hates them. He hates them. He really does. He just, and he told me that I have no right to be a Yankee fan because one time he said to me, weren't you like born in Kansas or someplace? So, I said, I was born in New York. I'm a Yankee fan. You're not. So he'll be all jacked up tonight. So, and he'll actually want to know in the morning who won. He goes to sleep. But
He's going to have his little heart broken, according to Mr. Rosenberg.
Yeah, no, it's not going to be good for
he gets up, and then Mitch Modell sent him a bunch of stuff. So, he likes Mitch.
Oh, Mitch is a great guy.
He's a nice guy.
Oh, man. It's at his house last weekend. Nice. He had some nice yajo there by the front door.
Some what?
He had some nice yajo there by the front door, right by this big mirror as you
What
walk
are you
out.
saying? I don't know what that is.
You know what a yajo is?
No.
LLADRO, like the porcelain pieces. You probably have thousands of them in your own apartment. You don't even know what they are. Very expensive, like the mother and the baby and the... You have no idea what I'm talking about.
No,
do
we
you?
don't have that crap around, sitting around.
That's crap. It's very expensive stuff, yajo.
Stupid looking.
Yeah, I don't like it either.
It's sledgehammer time.
Right.
I told him, get it out of here.
An on-star conversation, August 30th. Persistent mayoral, Senate, and presidential candidates, the Reverend Al Sharpton.
In the current race for the presidency, much has been said about the flip-flopper and the man who is basically a moron. Little did I know, these terms referred to but one man, Don Imus. For in the current Time magazine, the self-proclaimed Kerry supporter, despite the perception in the past that he has been in W's corner, is quoted as saying he believes that Bush will win the election. What does he really think? Well, let me wet my finger and check which way the wind is blowing, because this moron has changed directions more times than Hurricane Ivan. A Kerry supporter who claims Bush is going to win? When's the senator going to make that call to the Imus penthouse? Hey, I-Man, do me a favor, all right? Don't help me. It was bad enough that George Bush Sr., the father of the man who Imus believed deserved canonization post 9/11, had to wake up one morning to hear that his son's most influential supporter had thrown all his eggs in the Kerry basket. An endorsement that lasted as long as it took for it to be clear that the poll numbers were going to remain in the president's favor. But now the senator got to read in Drudge, on the internets, that the I-Man made him a bull omelet with them very same eggs. According to the I-Man, Bush is gun-shy. Gun-shy? W went into Iraq like Rambo. Imus think he gun-shy? Only one person shy here, and it's Imus. and what he shot of is a few billion brain cells. I can't wait till election Wednesday when Imus chastises his minions with the "Don't blame me, I voted for Kerry" rant. Waffles, anyone?
Tell Tony Blair we're going alone. Tell Tony Blair we're going alone. Tell Silvio Berlusconi we're going alone. Tell Alexander Kwasniewski of Poland we're going alone. Got 30 countries there. It denigrates an alliance to say we're going alone, to discount their sacrifices.
Well, what am I supposed to do? I mean, obviously, I don't know what I'm talking about, but I know what I think, you know? Unlike my candidate. All right, come on here.
Well, I was born in a small town, and I live in a small town. Every day in a small town, oh, small communities. All my friends are from small town. My parents live in the same small town. My job is a small town, and that's little opportunity. Imus in the morning.
They're moving. But in terms of Senator Edwards, I mean, you can't, at a campaign appearance, you can't say that if Senator Kerry is elected, people like Christopher Reeve are going to get up out of their wheelchairs and walk. I mean, that's creepy.
Bush should say, do you want people like Larry Flint walking around again? That would be a good counter-argument. I don't think so.
Imus in the morning.
This is an open letter from the...
So, plane crashes, casualties everywhere on the ground, that people can't wait to see that on the news that night. As upset as they are, and as horrible as it is, the people cannot wait to see it that night. Will you agree to that?
You know what they're waiting to see?
What's that?
If you were involved in it somehow.
Let's hope you're stuck in your car in a mangled wreck on the side of the road. Somebody moons you as they're passing by.
Sid's right.
While you're screaming.
Laughs maniacally.
There's a morbid curiosity.
Say what you want.
Otherwise, it's stuff. I mean, what's the cliche? If it bleeds, it leads.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah, but they don't laugh at it. They don't take pleasure in
No,
it.
I'm not.
absolutely
no.
right.
What I'm laughing at is
what
how
are you laughing
naive
at?
everybody here is. Either that, or they're trying to be politically correct when you say that it's a hard. You, Bernie, I guarantee if you see plane crash coming up, whatever, you're going to watch that later on. You're going to want to see
But
it.
I don't laugh at it. You see, you can't win that one.
I'm not saying he's going to laugh. I'm just saying it's
But
more.
you're laughing.
I'm not laughing.
You're not laughing? What are you doing now?
Yeah. No, you're not. You sound really sad.
First of all, right now, you are a hot air balloon crashing right this minute. That's what you are.
Searching for the answers as he's talking, too.
All right, here's now a nice segue. Well, let's go to the author of
You're naive, all of you.
the author of Travel Team, which I guarantee will be a New York Times bestseller, from Mike Lupica's published by. Yeah, so don't worry about it. Just Travel Team. That's what you need to go.
That's it.
Here's Lupi. Hi, Lupi.
You know, I've been listening to that cut from Senator Edwards all morning.
Yes.
I think right after that, he also assured Mets fans their team's going to do really, really well next season.
Well,
Hey, Kurt Schilling last night.
yeah.
When you say you're going to shut up 55,000 New Yorkers,
Yes.
you cannot have the dugout camera showing you getting grief counseling from your pitching coach after you're done for the night.
Was he sobbing? Or I didn't start watching until the fourth inning, and I called Charles because I can't ever get a hold of you. I don't even know where you are.
I was at the game.
Okay, so I called Charles. I said, Jesus, what happened here?
Yeah, it's like one of our headlines in the Daily News said it wasn't "Who's your daddy?" After he finished pitching, it was like, "I want my mommy."
Well, and then if you're the Red Sox, Mike,
Yeah,
and you come back and you make it 8-7
yeah,
with David Ortiz on third base,
yeah.
you have to win the game.
It was exactly like the American League East season last night. You know, they got way behind. They made their big run. It looked like they were going to pass them, except, whoops, they didn't pass them.
No. You know what was great?
What?
Being able to think about Lobster Newberg,
No.
Joseph Abood,
No.
and that fat Mike Barnacle, all of them just wanting to endorse Kearns Goodman. Those, you know.
Talk about grief in a group hug.
What do they used to call the ones in China? The Gang of Four.
Yeah.
The Gang of Four needing grief counseling, along with a fat loser from the Diamondbacks, who they hired to beat the Yankees. It's fine if he wants to win 21 games in the regular season, whoopee. But he had to win the 22nd game that the fat bastard had to win. He couldn't get it done. He pitched.
and the thing is, if his ankle was sore on Monday when he went on and on about pitching this game and saying, there was nothing better than shutting everybody up. And then, then he made the whole place as loud as, being underneath the subway tracks.
And then, of course, Joe Tacopina, who, by the way, is an enormously successful lawyer. Going around in his $1,500 suits, and he does a good job representing, some of his clients are in jail, but, they were going to get the death penalty. So you got to look at those even as victories. But he is out there screaming at the top of his voice, "Who's your daddy?"
Yes.
Man, that scares me.
That literally started, I think, the first time the Yankees had like 2 base runners on last night.
Well, Pedro Martinez, I know what he meant by that. He was trying to be self-effacing and amusing. But God, that's just...
Oh no, it was an unbelievable. I actually think he's going to pitch well tonight because he's got the most powerful motivator in the history of sports going for him now until the rest of the season. He's pitching for his last big contract, and I have a feeling that this series you can never quite track what's going to happen.
Sure.
And I actually think he's going to pitch well. But one thing you somehow knew, even when it was 8-0 in an odd way last night, you knew Rivera was going to end up in that game somehow, and he did.
He did?
Yeah, he kind of did.
Really? Maybe I wasn't watching it.
He came in when Ortiz was on third base.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm done.
Who's your daddy?
Hey, will you be out there tonight?
Yeah.
How's your book doing?
It's doing great.
It's a great book, Loopy.
Thank you very much. Yes, it's been doing great. It's doing great on both children's lists, and it's been thanks to you last week. It's been a fair amount of time at #1 on both children's lists at Amazon.com and Barnes and Noble, and people like it.
You can't do all the work though. Your publisher's got to help.
Let me just say this, okay, from the heart.
No.
I'm efforting that.
Okay. Thanks, Loopy.
Okay, goodbye.
Mike Lupica, nationally syndicated sports columnist, maybe the best. So, maybe you're going to pick the top 5. You know who Tony Kornheiser's great? I read his column the other day in the Washington Post. Why he ever gave up that Sunday column on the style section of the Washington Post? Nuts. Was crazy.
Making big money, that's why, for that PTI show, pardon the interruption. Big money. Him and Michael Wilbon.
Horrible.
Terrible show.
I like both of them. I like Wilbon, and I like Kornheiser a lot, but the show is horrible. That's a horrible show. I know they have people who watch it and all that, but the guys who watch it are Coors drinking meatheads. It's horrible, and I would watch it, but I can't watch it. It makes me crazy.
Because they yell and stuff, right?
Screaming. There's no point. There's no reason. They can be energetic and have some energy. I understand all that.
Right. Then they go to the other extreme. They have Skip Bayless host it once in a while, the writer from Dallas, and he's like, yeah, he's like he's half dead, like they propped him up, like he's a mannequin. So, I don't know.
No. Anyway, well, we're going to talk with Pat McEnroe coming up, right?
Why?
Yes, we are.
About what?
Because I love McEnroe.
I love him
That's
too.
why.
I love his brother.
He's got some issues.
That's why we're gonna talk with him, because 1, I want to talk to him, and 2, because I like him.
All right.
Why don't you butt out?
Yelling at me for?
Jew boy.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Wait a minute. Oh, my God.
13.
Who's your daddy? So not only did Rivera have to fly home in that family tragedy, attend the funerals, and fly back, now he's in an ulcerating, pressure-packed moment in a playoff game. Pitch, a high pop in the middle of the infield. Jeter is there behind second, makes the catch. Rivera gets out of trouble.
God, what a horrible human being that is, isn't he? All right, turn your radio up. I want to send this out to you.
We've been together since way back when. Sometimes I never want to see you again. But I want you to know, after all these years, you're still the one I want whispering in my ear. You're still the one I want to talk to in bed. Still the one that's
brightest for...
Bob Schieffer will be on to talk about the debate that he is moderating tonight with President Bobo and that transparent weasel I'm supporting, Senator John Kerry. So, you know, I said to Charles, I really mean this. It actually makes me ill to think that either one of them is going to be elected. So,
You're setting yourself up for a bad 4 years then, man.
well, I mean, the country survived Bill Clinton, it survived Nixon, it survived
I know, but you're
Gerald Ford, it survived a lot of people.
It's just going to increase your irritation
It survived
level,
Jimmy Carter, for God's sake. So. All right, well, on a much brighter note, please welcome the captain of the United States Davis Cup tennis team, who's got him in the championship, you bet. So, whatever you want to say. Well, what would you want to say? You want to say good?
Sure.
Did a pretty good job. They're going to play Spain and sometime down there in Clay or something. Patrick McEnroe. Good morning, Patrick.
Good morning, Mr. Imus. I'm not sure exactly what you're suggesting by that comment.
By what comment?
But by saying, like, what would you say? You know, what would someone say? Because we're in the final.
That's a very good point.
One would say, well done.
That's what I corrected myself. I don't know why I said that.
But you started to go down another road, didn't you?
I misspoke myself.
Speaking of going down different roads.
Sure.
I'm extremely... did you hear about John Edwards' speech this morning? I just pulled it up online. He made some remarks in Arizona. And I now know who I'm going to vote for because he said in his speech that if he becomes vice president, I will become the #1 tennis player in the world.
Yeah.
Now, you know, I mean, no one appreciates how you give people a second chance more than I do. You know that.
Of course.
But for the sake of my brother John and his great show on CNBC, and
right.
for the whole McEnroe family,
yeah.
I mean, you've just got to do something about Mr. Rosenberg.
Well, your brother keeps having him on your show.
Well, listen, ever since you went AWOL 6 weeks ago or so on your show,
Right.
I mean, you've adopted this John Kerry policy toward him. You say you can't win with him, but that you can keep him at a level of a nuisance, sort of like prostitution or organized crime. So on Monday, here goes Sid. He shows up at CNBC. He goes on my brother's show.
Sure.
He acts like he's taken over the show.
Right.
He sits in my brother's chair. He starts asking him questions. He says on the air he's never going to drink again. He said that.
Yeah.
He also says, get this. You'll love this, I-Man. Everything is going really well between him and the I-Man. I mean, not even Paul Krugman could fathom such outright lies and distortions, I-Man. Look, I know John's show hasn't reached this audience potential just yet.
No.
Frankly, Sid, it's become a distraction, a diversion.
I've got some plans for your brother's show, by the way. We'll get to in a minute. But
Well, my brother doesn't need these distractions and diversions.
no, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
I don't know your brother, but I'll tell you the show, there's something about your brother that's very likable. And it comes through the television. That's where I see him.
Mm-hmm.
But I can't, there's no way.
Why are you holding out on us? Why are you holding out on the McEnroe family? Give it to us.
No.
What does he need to do?
I can't make a case for 10 o'clock at night. I mean, on CNBC, because there's just too much other stuff on. It conceivably could do better either later or earlier.
Well, how about let it get its legs for a while, which it's doing.
Oh, all
it's
right.
getting better and better. And then solidify it. Then we'll move the time slot.
Here's how we get huge ratings.
Go ahead.
Now.
I'm ready.
Immediately.
Put me on the show?
No. Put Tatum on with her book.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Show some guts, Johnny. And put Tatum on with the book and have it out.
That becomes appointment TV.
That blows everybody out of the water.
Yep.
That's must-see TV, huh?
Oh, absolutely.
Love set match.
I mean, that's whatever the phrase is.
And did you see her? Apparently she was on Oprah yesterday. I know that's one of your favorite shows.
No, I did not see that.
Got to do it.
But
right guest, right place, right time.
And in this corner, we have...
Oh, man, come on. You got to do it. So.
Look, I know you've been busy today and with the Yankees and the debate.
Sure.
But let me just say that anyone who wants to know more about my idea, they can log on to my blog, keepsidofftheair.org.
Thanks, Patrick. Patrick McEnroe, here on the Imus in the morning program, who was named the captain of the Davis Cup a couple of years ago, I guess. And something about the guy, I mean, he just got him all jacked up. And
he has acquitted himself fairly well.
They're going to play for the championship. They're going to play for the Davis Cup against Spain in December on clay. And He's, you know, he writes this material that he's pretty clever, isn't he?
Very clever.
Then he's a very nice young man. He really is.
Like him a lot.
Beautiful, talented wife. He's everything that you're not, Sid.
Yeah, but his brother always invites me on the show and never invites Patrick.
I've seen Patrick on his show.
Never on the show.
Of course he was.
Yeah, he's been on the show.
Brings nothing to the show.
But I mean,
It was good that he was on.
I'm coming back to John's show in 2 weeks. I'm on almost every single week. How many times has Patrick been on the show?
Don't you agree
That what?
that if John wanted to get some huge numbers,
Yes.
show some guts, book Tatum?
Unarguable.
Yeah.
Unarguable. I mean, it would be unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. But he can't. You know, she's gone out there and she said terrible lies about him and stuff. So.
Even more reason.
Get him in.
More,
That's the reason I have her on.
But he doesn't. Listen, but then he's going to give her lies credibility, and he doesn't think he should not have to do that. For Patrick and for John and the McEnroe family, I love all those guys. He does not have to put himself in that position based on her lies and her nonsense.
Ratings. Showbiz.
I'm talking about ratings. I don't know. I mean, obviously she's going to say whatever she's got to say to sell her book.
Listen, I agree with you. He should bring her on.
I mean, if it's pathetic that she's reached a point in her life where if she has some issues with John, she should have settled them.
I understand.
They don't write a book about it.
No.
If he's such a horrible person, well, bring some charges.
And she's mad at everybody. Her father, her husband. I mean, but you're right. No, it would be a great show. And
I mean, I have no idea what happened, and it's none of my business. But the point is that I'm always suspicious when someone decides to address these issues in a book on Oprah.
Yeah.
So, are you?
Can't imagine why. That raised discussion time.
Got a habit to support.
I'll be darned. If you got a habit to support, maybe that's what you got to do. Maybe you burned up the book advance, and now you got to get out and try to make back the advance and sell some more books.
That's not good.
So, well, whatever. 27 after the hour here on the Imus in the Morning program. Here is Jeff from Chapel Hill, North Carolina, on line 3. Good morning, Jeff.
Good morning, Don. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, baby. How are you?
Not too bad. It's a nice touch you have in Frank Zappa come back and read the news for you in the mornings.
I don't get that.
Always great, Jeff. Thanks
What do you mean? Nice. Hey, listen, man. You know, I'm talking about John Edwards and his speech yesterday. His reference to Christopher Reeve.
Sure.
I've talked to you a little bit about this before. We're living this. My wife's a spinal cord injury patient. She was in a vehicle rollover a little bit over a year ago, and you know, just the way you've got involved with all the stuff with kids with cancer and sickle cell and everything with the ranch. You know, you get into something like this and you get involved and you do research and you study this stuff, and what Edward said is not too far off. There has been a lot of improvement. There's a lot of techniques out there that can actually lead to healing. There's a number of things. They're actually testing a procedure down there at the Kessler Institute in New Jersey that has a lot of promise, and they've had improvement in lab animals and in doing this stuff. They just need the money and the support for it.
Well, I understand that.
You know, and if they took 10% of the money that they're going to spend on Iraq and put it toward research,
I understand.
That would also bring a lot of the private money that Bernie was talking about.
I understand that. God bless you and your wife. Let me also say that you can't get up at a campaign parents when they're having a memorial service for Christopher Reeve and talk about if my guy's elected president, he's going to get out. He would have gotten him up out of his wheelchair and walk, because that is not true.
No, that's not. But you're not here to say that that can't be true.
Oh no, it can be. Of course it can. I'm just talking about
so close, and they just need.
I understand
the support for it.
All right, baby. Thank you.
And, I
gotta go. Here's Pat from Birmingham, Alabama. Well, what do you mean? Whoa. Get off my phone.
Oh, wait, look.
What are you, nuts?
He's gone. Now take it easy.
Well, no. But I don't know. Tell me, whoa. Look, I take these calls.
He had a point to make.
He made a good point. God bless him and his wife.
It was Russ Salzberg.
But they're given. Whoa. Well, what John Edwards did yesterday was repulsive.
It was pretty low.
Here's Pat from Birmingham, Alabama, on line 4. Good morning, Pat.
Good morning. Joe Lockhart was representing your candidate with Stephanopoulos Sunday morning, and when your quote from Time magazine was brought up, he disparaged you with some kind of remark like Don Imus doesn't matter, or what he thinks doesn't matter.
Oh, really? Well, maybe we should discuss that with Time magazine then, and not me.
Well, I think you should discuss this with Terry, because he's representing
May I talk?
Candidate.
He's a fat. No.
What do you do?
He's a fat. Whoa. I'm going to burn your trailer down, lady. He's a fat, bug-eyed loser.
Of course he is, and that's who your candidate chose to represent him.
Well, that's what can I do?
bad.
You know what makes me sick is that either one of these bastards is going to be elected.
I love President Bush.
You what?
I love President Bush.
Well,
I think he's wonderful.
you're a deranged woman.
1,072 dead.
Yeah. So much we love him.
How would you like for those 1,072 to be in New York again?
Pardon me?
Forget it.
Just get off my phone, lady. Go eat a moon pie.
Yeah, I got that one. Hang on.
Okay.
I got it.
Yeah, I got
hang
that.
on, hang on. The world
It's
is
the
better
ignorant,
off
the ignorant.
without Saddam Hussein.
These people are just.
But wait a second.
She has a vote.
But wait a second. But that is what she just said. That's going to make people. What happens? Another 1,000 people, like 3,000 to 9/11. It happens here in New York, and that's what people think. That's why they're going to vote for Bush.
Then we should have gone. Then we should have stayed in Afghanistan.
One has nothing to do with the other.
Well,
we got Kareem Abdul, whatever his name is.
You know, you keep saying one has nothing to do with
riding around on a donkey with a dialysis machine, and we can't find him. Hello.
Well, you know, you keep saying one has nothing to do with the other, but if Bush wins this election, nobody's going to believe that, are they? How's he going to win this election? Because people don't believe that.
I think he's going to win it. I think he's scared people to death, and they've got a bunch of people in this country like you who are stupid,
ignorant, totally ignorant.
But the other guy's just. The more I think about it, it's just full of it. I mean, I got to go vote. I just have to vote. But I mean, I guess I could write in McCain's name again, like I did last time.
Hey, Ralph Nader.
Write in Giuliani, one of them. I'm not going to vote for Ralph Nader. He's a psychopath. It's a mental patient.
Doesn't even matter. New York doesn't matter. Makes a statement.
Who wins tonight? Yankees or Red Sox?
Red Sox.
Okay.
Pedro Martinez.
Okay.
This is all a big
Cardinals, Houston.
Cardinals.
Okay.
Yeah. Bush, Kerry. Bush.
Mm-hmm.
I think last one gave him the momentum and the confidence he needs to do a better. Even though this is not his form, obviously, he'll do a better job tonight.
Mm-hmm.
What are you, Sid Greenfield?
You're really an idiot. That's the opening bell of the New York Stock Exchange.
He's bringing up everything. Bush, Kerry? Bush.
Sponsored by a Tri-State Jeep dealer. Well, do you have more than just a headshot? Is that all they have?
Sure hope not.
Oh, my God. No, this is a good
I don't know what the hell she's thinking about, but where's the...
That's the neck down.
Well, here is... Well, let me hold it up. Here's my copy of Rolling Stone, or some copy of Rolling Stone. Here is the picture of Maureen Dowd in the current issue of Rolling Stone.
Man, oh man.
Huh?
All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, why is she having trouble getting a man?
Good Lord.
The only thing that's missing, a little cartoon balloon saying, "Do me."
That's a pretty good. What is she thinking about?
Here I
That's a good picture.
She's good to go. I would hit that.
Come on, who's your daddy?
Let's do this.
Who is your daddy? That is Maureen Dowd.
I know who wants to be your daddy.
Come on, baby.
Keeping it tight.
Anyway. And then I forgot. So that's the business report. But I want to explain to you that the Dow Jones Industrial Average closed down 75 points.
There they go.
NASDAQ was down 8 or 5 or something.
Tell you what's going up.
The New York Stock Exchange Composite closed down 53. Oh, what the hell is it? 53 points to 65, 67. And the big news this morning is about Bill O'Reilly. However, I don't know. There's something fishy about it, isn't there? I mean,
Got to be a two-story house here. Got to be a two-story house.
So, well, bring me up to speed on what the story is.
Bill O'Reilly yesterday launched what is described here in one of the stories as a preemptive legal strike against his associate producer, Andrea Macris, charging that she, Andrea, is trying to extort $60 million in blood money by threatening charges of sexual harassment against him, Bill. He says that Ms. Macris and her lawyer, Benedict Morelli, demanded the enormous payoff in exchange for not going public with their claim that O'Reilly harassed the lady for more than 2 years. Macris' suit says O'Reilly talked about sex with her numerous times after he learned that she had split with a boyfriend. Repeatedly encouraged Macris to buy a vibrator and to give it a name.
All girls do that.
She claims. When she objected, O'Reilly offered to coach her through it, quote, according to her court papers. Lewd phone calls continued until September 21, when O'Reilly told her, quote, according to her papers, next time you'll come up to my hotel room and we'll make this happen, end quote. O'Reilly denied the allegations, vowed to fight back. He said yesterday, this is the single most evil thing I have ever experienced. His lawyers claim that Morelli offered his client silence in return for this huge hush money settlement, as they're describing it. And O'Reilly says, these people picked the wrong guy. And on his program last night, he said, in the end, this is all about hurting me and the Fox News Channel. Lawyers for Fox and O'Reilly claim the suit's an attempted shakedown, politically motivated, because Morelli is a major donor to the Democratic Party.
She is?
Morelli, her attorney.
Her attorney's a major donor?
Yes.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, Mr. Morelli.
But she went into his hotel room. She went to dinner with him. She took a job back with him after going to CNN after some of these alleged things occurred.
And apparently never complained, right, Bernard, to Fox?
Not true. Not to them, but she warned him. She said, please, I'm coming back,
that's
but
what
please
she
stop
says.
this.
That's what she said, but she never, the Fox has no record of having received some sort of sexual harassment.
She never went to Fox, but she
Yep.
did say to him, please cut it out.
She does have some...
That's what she says.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's all we have right now.
By the way, she's a half a beast. She was on the Today Show this
She's
morning.
not a half a beast. She's a full-blown beast.
And
Well, what has that got to do with anything with you two?
Let me just say this.
I mean,
if
come on.
Bill O'Reilly is actually guilty of this,
He's got bigger fish to fry.
he's got to be executed. It's one thing to pick on a girl who's,
here's one
like
problem
Tracy.
she has.
Like Tracy. Leave Tracy out of this.
Well, she's got nice legs.
She's going to sue you. Who? Tracy.
No, she's not. She
Tracy's
loves
a
me.
beautiful woman.
Who?
Tracy.
See, she's going to sue him too.
No, I can say that she's a beautiful woman.
Well, there's something happened here.
Fox produced an email. Here's one of their problems from Andrea Macris, who she had sent this to a friend last month, in which she said, and I quote
Last month.
Yes. Things are wonderful, amazing, fun, creative, invigorating, secure, well-managed, challenging, interesting. I'm surrounded by really good, fun people. I'm home, and I'll never leave again. So that's in an email that...
Well, why are we jumping on Bill then?
Well, if what she says is true, it might not amount to sexual harassment, but it still doesn't look good for Mr. O'Reilly.
Oh, no, it's troubling.
Well, he's not married, is he?
Well, I believe he is.
He is married,
but
actually.
he sort of took this girl under his wing and gave her some pretty good advice.
What was the good advice he gave her?
Get a vibrator.
The factor
To
says
buy a
get
vibrator?
a vibrator.
Well, that is
Factor
good advice.
says get a vibrator?
She had just broken up with a boyfriend.
The factor says give it a name.
He actually said, he said, get a vibrator to blow off some steam.
And
So-
name it?
Well, look, that's good. That's actually sound advice for a distraught woman who just broke up with a fiance.
To buy a vibrator and name it.
Well, most girls do name the vibrator. They
do?
Yes.
What do they
absolutely.
like name it? Like give it a guy's name? Or
No. Sally.
Kobe.
Right, Kobe.
Jesus God. Really, I'm telling you, there is something desperately, dangerously wrong with you people.
The only problem for O'Reilly in some of these things is that the transcripts look like she may have taped them because they actually have all his pauses, his ums, his ahs, and stuff like that. Hopefully that's not the case.
I mean, one of these things here, she goes, Macris. You can just hear O'Reilly calling her by her last name. In these days of your celibacy and your hibernation, this is good for you to have a little fantasy outlet. Keep that sensuality tuned until Mr. Right comes along, and then you can put him in traction. And you can't make that up. I mean,
there's even worse than that. I don't even want to repeat some of the stuff that's on.
Yeah,
Well, then why is O'Reilly's lawyer, Ronald Green, saying he believes there are, in fact, these tapes of conversations, and he wants Macris to produce them so they can be played publicly, because O'Reilly doesn't fear what's in them?
Well, she does definitely have some phone message tapes that wouldn't be as damning as the phone sex stuff, if that's true.
Okay.
Bottom line is she's a gold-digging pig.
Right, who probably has stuff on O'Reilly, that's true.
And an ingrate. He took her under his wing, took care of her, counseled her.
To buy a vibrator and name it.
Among other things. Look at the size. Well, looks like a linebacker. Get her out of here.
Yeah, but what happens if O'Reilly's actually guilty of this, and it is this beast that's making these accusations?
Now shut up, all of you. You first of all, you can't be having any conversations of any kind with anybody have some woman on your staff. Well, what is he, nuts?
Well, she traveled with him to conventions and stuff like that, so he had to have some,
Oh,
see, what Bernie's saying
here.
is show some appreciation. I think Bernie's kind of show some appreciation. He took you under your wing. He did nice things for you, so...
You should have quit. You didn't like the conversations or the intimate contact.
Yeah.
Why did you continue to stay?
I'll give you the last word here. I'll give you the last word from the vibrator.
Oh, you guys are
5. And the ever...
These are her court papers that she filed in her suit.
So these are the papers she filed.
This is the transcript.
And she's alleging that these things happen.
And she's alleging that these things happen, and apparently discussing another woman. This is a phone call. O'Reilly told plaintiff Andrea Macris, this is the woman who's the associate producer.
Does she have any proof?
This is only these are the court papers I'm in. I have no idea what sort of proof is available. O'Reilly told plaintiff Andrea Macris she knew this other woman from Fox. Defendant O'Reilly then boasted that this other woman had had her first orgasm via masturbation as he spoke to her on the telephone. When plaintiff responded she never engaged in phone sex, defendant Bill O'Reilly professed disbelief, told her that the sexual stories he told her were all based upon his own experiences, such as when he received a message in a cabana in Bali, and the, quote, little short brown woman asked to see his penis and was amazed, end quote. Defendant Bill O'Reilly then suggested that he tell plaintiff the same sexual stories, which he knew she would, quote, just loved. Shocked and embarrassed, plaintiff Andrea Macris informed defendant in no uncertain terms that she was neither experienced in nor interested in gaining experience in telephone sex, at which point, according to the papers, defendant again expressed disbelief.
This one's a killer, too, number 42. Do you see 42, Chuck?
Not yet.
During the course of a dinner in approximately May of 2003, defendant Bill O'Reilly, without solicitation or an invite, regaled plaintiff and her friend with stories concerning the loss of his virginity to a girl in a car at JFK. Two really wild Scandinavian airline stewardesses he has gotten together with, and with a girl at a sex show in Thailand who had shown him things in a back room that blew his mind. Defendant then stated he was going to Italy to meet the Pope, that his pregnant wife was staying at home with his daughter, and he implied he was looking forward to some extramarital alliances with hot Italian women.
Dalliances.
Oh.
These are all...
It's all scurrilous.
It's crazy. This is
She's got to have some, you can't make these allegations. She's got to have some proof.
You got to back it up.
She's got to have some backup here, like some taped phone calls.
Well, what do you think? I mean, what does your gut tell you? I mean, could you make up all this stuff? I mean, do you think... I mean, what does your gut tell you?
Sounds like it was consensual, and she should shut up.
Consensual? She didn't do anything with the guy.
I doubt that she made it up, but we don't know the circumstances.
Something's
right.
Something's not adding up here.
Well, I hope. Listen,
obviously something happened.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff here. There's like 50 pages worth of.
I mean, he's charging that she and her lawyer tried to extort $60 million.
Yeah.
Out of him.
Well, first of all, he doesn't have $60 million.
Wherever.
You know.
That threatening that otherwise they were going to bring this sexual harassment suit.
It was set up.
And that if he come up with a $60 million, that they would hush up.
Set up? Who set him up?
I mean, that's the allegation.
Who was set up?
This dopey bitch. This fat cow.
But how did
that's not necessary. I mean, that's
clearly she set him up. She went to his hotel room to watch a Bush press conference.
No, that's all fine. Let's just say she did. O'Reilly can't have. Don't be going out to dinner with her. Don't be making telephone calls. Don't be doing anything.
That may be true.
Don't be having any kind of conversation with her about anything other than who's going to be on the show tomorrow. And where's my gum or whatever.
And have that conversation in your office with the door open.
With the door open.
But that doesn't amount to sexual harassment. That could be consensual. It sounds like it was. And she's just looking to cash in.
You know what it sounds to me like? It sounds to me like he's got a problem.
Big problem.
Big.
That's what it sounds to me like, regardless of the facts here. It sounds to me like there's a problem.
Factor's got problems.
You're filibustering, Imus.
Hello, darling. Nice to see you. It's been a long time. You're just as lovely as you used to be. Imus in the morning.
Tonight on America.
Hey, Macy, how are you?
Oh, come on. I'm warning you. I'm warning you to shut up.
A Gillette vibrating razor. Accomplish two things at once.
Jeep vehicles are the most respected, honored, and heroic 4x4s out there. Only in a Jeep 4x4.
You can introduce your toolbox to the 21st century.
And on MSNBC, Monday through Friday, 6 to 9 a.m. Eastern Time. So... Well, it's been a pretty fair show this morning so far. I only slept about 2 hours last night.
That's rough, hi, man. God almighty.
Have them put up CNBC on my monitor, would you? Here's Chuck with the news. Good morning, Chuck.
We just have information in from Baghdad that 2 U.S. citizens are among 8 people who were killed by these 2 explosions that we were talking about earlier today in the Iraqi capital in the Green Zone, the heavily fortified compound that houses Iraqi government offices as well as the U.S. and British embassies. So far, there's no word as to whether the Americans were military or civilian. But a U.S. military official is saying it appears people hand-carried explosives into the Green Zone. The possibility explosives were carried into the heavily guarded area, raising serious questions about security in the heart of the U.S. and Iraqi headquarters. Last week, officials said they found and defused an improvised bomb in the Green Zone. And word that crude oil prices have bounced back to the $54 per barrel level today. The rise in prices comes ahead of a U.S. report expected to show another fall in heating fuel stocks ahead of winter. U.S. light sweet crude jumping 36 cents and is near a record high of $54.45 a barrel that was hit earlier this week. Back up to $54 a barrel as of this hour.
Yeah.
New York Times is calling last night's debate a sharp clash, in their words. Third and final debate. The president and John Kerry facing off on at least a dozen different issues. The war in Iraq, economy, healthcare costs. Some spirited exchanges during the 90 minutes. For one, Senator Kerry charging Mr. Bush doesn't get it when it comes to doctors and prescription medicines in the United States.
This president has turned his back on the wellness of America. And there is no system.
The president countering at one point, saying that under his administration, taxes have gone down for the lower and middle class wage earner, and that the Democratic senator would continue his Senate record as a tax and spend liberal.
You know, there's a mainstream in American politics, and you sit right on the far left bank. As a matter of fact, your record is such that Ted Kennedy, your colleague, is the conservative senator from Massachusetts.
The poll taken last night for Gallup, gave it to Kerry 52% to 39%.
Oh, that's stupid.
There was a CBS News poll that gave it to Kerry.
Don't even quote them.
39% to 25%,
Stupid.
with 36% saying it was a tie.
It was a tie.
And the latest 3-day tracking poll from the Zogby folks shows that Mr. Bush has moved into a 1-point lead now over John Kerry, which is irrelevant, 1 point. Gained a point to 46, Kerry holding steady at 45, but the poll was concluded before last night's final debate got underway.
I thought, as is the case, was the case in the last debate, I thought the president, this is not about whether you agree with it or not, it's irrelevant. I just thought he connected better with, just on a visceral level, with the peeps out there, me, watching the TV.
So, all right.
I don't know, I understand Bernard's defense, and he's just, of course, Bernard is just stupid. But employing Dick Cheney's daughter's name, identifying Dick Cheney's daughter as a lesbian in a discussion about whether being gay is genetic or a choice, I just thought was inappropriate and gratuitous, and simply an attempt to if there's anybody out there, any Bush Cheney supporters out there who don't know that Cheney has a lesbian daughter, to alert them to that fact. I mean, I just don't know why you would bring up whether she's out on the campaign trail with them or not. Whether you would, I'm surprised he didn't go into. Why didn't he go into the situation about Bush's daughters having a drinking problem, or
would have been the same.
Or buying alcohol in the. I mean, it's just
that topic didn't come up.
Oh well, just.
And they use her on the campaign trail as a photo op to show how compassionate they are. They're not hard-edged, right-wing nuts. They have a lesbian daughter. So he brings it up.
But she has no speaking role, no prominent role, no high profile.
No, you're just trying to irritate me.
If you have a problem with homosexuality, you were offended by that last night. If not, you weren't. Bottom line.
No, it was just gratuitous.
It was gratuitous. That has nothing to do with it, you beady-eyed dork.
It has everything to do with it.
It has nothing.
It has nothing to do with it.
Apparently, you would be embarrassed if you had a lesbian daughter.
No.
As a matter of fact, I wouldn't. So.
Neither is Dick Cheney and Lynn Cheney.
You're a whore.
You are naive.
You are a dirtbag.
You've got your head up somebody's...
Oh, you're just a horrible
A dirtbag? What?
That's a little strong. I apologize.
Can't we disagree?
Yes, we can.
To disagree?
Without name calling.
You're right.
You're right. I'm
right.
sorry. I apologize for calling you a dirtbag.
I'm just trying to be honest. I'm not a Kerry supporter, but that's the way I see it.
Well, you
can't have it both ways.
By the way, I couldn't disagree more with you about the picture of Maureen Dowd.
Yeah.
She looks like Glenn Close did in Fatal Attraction if she cooked the rabbit. So she fell down the stairs drunk. She's not. It doesn't look sexy there. She has a terrible, terrible smile like on her face. She's wearing an outfit that covers her whole body. You don't see any boob, any leg, anything.
Yeah, but it's a very come-hither type of...
She looks like a nasty drunk that fell down the stairs at 4 o'clock in the morning.
And you'd be all over it at 4 o'clock
Oh,
in the
yeah,
morning.
listen, I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying that's a horrible picture. Horrible.
You tap that.
Well, no, you're just stupid. She has hobbit feet, though.
Boy, no kid.
Bernie, you think that's a good-looking picture?
Well, she's bucks. I mean, she doesn't do it for me, but, for a New York Times columnist,
it's pretty good.
Opinion columnist, it's not bad. She's hanging in there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've seen worse.
Hanging in and hanging on.
She's 52.
Sure.
Well, listen, I think she's an attractive woman. I've met her personally. I think she's pretty. I just think that picture is a stupid picture. Put her in a bathing suit or in a thong or in a garter or something.
She's tight, but she's not that tight.
That's ridiculous.
She's going to wear the big willow, clothes, the big flowy clothes.
Tie her to a chair with a gag ball in her mouth and, something like that.
She probably does that at home.
She probably does. Whatever, I don't know. I just think the picture's kind of lame.
Well, what is the discourse on this program? It's propulsive.
Where did gag ball?
A gag ball in her. What's the matter with you?
Huh?
What happened?
What's wrong with that?
What is wrong with that? I don't understand.
Oh, my God. Well, no, of course you don't. That's the sad part of it.
With like Ving Rhames naked behind her or something?
Why?
Who's your daddy?
Anybody needs a gag ball in their mouth.
Every now and then.
You really have got to be put to sleep.
just a mercy move.
Just really. You just... Really, I'm serious. You've got to be... Just...
The last time Edwards...
You need to be neutered.
She's not Nikki Hilton, that's for sure.
The last time Edward's wife had a gag ball in her mouth, it said Wilson on it.
And you don't mean a tennis ball.
Oh, come on here. Now this is reached the point where it's even offending me.
It wasn't a fastball, that's for sure.
Now listen, stop it. 13 after the hour. Could you do sports? You think you could do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yankees won again last night.
Cage ball.
By the way, to say that it's over for the Boston Red Sox is stupid.
Okay. It's over.
It's not over.
Well, it's not over. You're right, because they still have to win 2 more games, the Yanks.
Yeah.
So, in essence, you're correct. It's not over yet. But to think that the Red Sox came here and had Kurt Schilling and Pedro Martinez and couldn't win 1 game and couldn't touch Mike Mussina with
Let's see what happens Friday night.
All right, if the Red Sox lose on Friday night, is it over then?
Yes.
Okay.
If they lose Friday night, it's over.
Anybody would agree to that, but now...
Yeah, but I don't think it's over
now. The Yankees won 2 at home. Big deal.
I don't think it's a big deal.
Well, here's the problem, though, Kurt Schilling, there was a press conference yesterday, and the doctor said, quote, if this was the middle of the season...
They have other pitchers.
He's the best pitcher in the series, though.
Okay, but I mean...
You can't pitch. Let's move on.
Let's move on. Okay, they have Derek Lowe. They have some other people. They have Whitfield. They have some people.
Wakefield?
Whatever his name is.
They're dead meat. It's over. And I want the Red Sox to win. It pains me to say this, but it is over. The Yankees have done
How many times have you made those types of exclamations?
And I've been wrong?
Yes.
Well, I really hope you're
almost
wrong.
every week, actually.
Okay,
here.
thank
you are a fool.
Well, didn't you say the Red Sox would win last night?
When did I say that?
Didn't you say that
Yesterday.
You said it
yesterday morning? You said the Red Sox would win
You
last
said
night?
they would win last night.
And you were just a little bit off.
I may have said that at some point yesterday, yes.
Well, no, you said it several times.
I may have said it more than once. That's true.
Yeah.
Well, I was wrong. So,
well, now...
What do you want to do to me?
Case
closed.
What do you want to do?
Why? No.
Gag ball.
Well, I don't understand.
Yes.
I'm just
That
telling
would
you
be
it's over.
great to have you sit there with a
And
gag
by the
ball.
way, I picked the Astros to beat the Cardinals before the start of the series. It's over. Cardinals win. Can't do it. You can't have Oswald and Clemens pitch games 3 and 4 because it's going to be 2-0 St. Louis after tonight.
All right, thanks.
Too much to come back from.
It's just a blabbermouth. Tell me
Listen, you're brilliant.
What's the score?
You're just an idiot.
Thanks for bringing this
Give us the scores. Tell us what else is going on and get out of the studio.
West Virginia beat Connecticut last night. Did you watch any of it?
It's over.
No.
That's over, too, by the way.
Oh, no, actually, I did have it on for about a minute.
Yeah? How'd it go for you?
Well, I don't care about West Virginia, Connecticut playing football.
Will you watch Miami play Louisville tonight?
No.
Did you congratulate Minko this week for Army winning their first game after losing 19 in a row?
What did he have to do with it? He's a play-by-play guy on the radio.
Yeah, but it's his enthusiasm that leads to the team's success, don't you think?
No, I don't.
You don't think so?
No.
You know, I asked Minko that time when he's in the program here and he bent over and I kissed his butt. And I asked him to shave his hiney since then, and he's actually done it. He's actually shaved his hiney.
Well, after you floss your teeth.
Holy God.
One, two, three, take my hand and come with me because you look so fine that I really want to make you mine. I say you look so fine that I really want to make you mine. 4, 5, 6, come on and get your kicks. Now you don't need the money when you look like that, do you, honey? A big black boot, a long brown hair. She's so sweet with her get back there. Well, I could see you home with me, but you were with another man. Yeah, I know we ain't got much to say before I let you get away. Yeah. I said, are you gonna be my Imus in the morning?
Bill Collins, Lenny Kravitz, Emmy Lou.
Car accident. And eastbound on the Staten Island Expressway, it's heavy from Victory Boulevard to the Verrazano Bridge, a disabled vehicle being cleared there. Slight delays now at the Lincoln and Hoddle Tunnel, both 20-minute delays. Doing better at the George Washington Bridge. Imus in the morning forecast, showers likely, high in the low 60s, 58 degrees and overcast in Central Park. I'm Tracy Burgess with the Lexus Van Highway Patrol.
Here now on the Imus in the Morning program, a tape of the remarks made by Senator John Edwards on Monday, October 11th, 2004.
My fellow Americans, if we do the work that we can do in this country, the work that we will do when John Kerry is president, we will stop juvenile diabetes, Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, and other debilitating diseases. When John Kerry is president, people like Christopher Reeve are going to get up out of that wheelchair and walk again. In the first 4 years of our administration, John Kerry and I will federally fund stem cell research that will bring Stevie Wonder's eyesight back to him. You think Superstition is a great song? Just wait till Stevie can actually see the piano keys and the musical notes he's writing. It's so very exciting. John Kerry and I will find a chromosome that can be spliced in such a way so as to prevent human weight gain. The all-you-can-eat buffet has long been the devil's playground, but once we are in office, you will be able to eat whatever you want in whatever quantity you want and actually lose weight. It will be an important scientific miracle, and this biotechnological discovery will be made available to you absolutely free of charge. We will research, find, and implement a vaccine that will cure baldness, shortness, and male erectile dysfunction. We will personally cure polio, cerebral palsy, and all forms of cancer. After 35 years, we will finally get the Beatles back together. We will bring John and George back from heaven and successfully stage a Beatles reunion concert. If you elect John Kerry and me, you will be rich, good-looking, disease-free, and live forever. So when you make your choice on Election Day, you're not merely choosing between Bush Cheney and Kerry Edwards. You are choosing between death and damnation and eternal life. And we believe that choice is clear.
It is 24 minutes past the hour. This Imus in the morning. And where are the candidates, the Kerrys, the Edwards, and everybody today? Senator Kerry addressing members of the AARP today. President Bush taking a pass. The president was invited to speak, but chose instead to address a governor's group that is also meeting today in Las Vegas, where Kerry will be addressing the Senior Citizens Association. First glance, the decision might seem odd, but Bush signed the Medicare prescription drug benefit into law with a lot of fanfare. Older Americans, of course, are regular voters. But the president of the Alliance for Retired Americans says a lot of people over age 65 are dissatisfied with the drug benefit, and they say that no presidential candidate wants to risk being booed off the stage by thousands of seniors. Then there's the story this morning about Bill O'Reilly, the Fox News host, suing one of his former producers and her attorney for allegedly threatening to hit him with a sexual harassment suit unless he and Fox coughed up $60 million in what they're describing as hush money. In a suit filed yesterday in a court nearby his home on Long Island, O'Reilly claimed his reputation's been damaged. He's suffered great mental strain and severe emotional distress. Meantime, the 33-year-old Fox News employee, who's actually an associate producer of The Factor, Andrea Macris, has filed her own lawsuit now, claiming O'Reilly continuously sexually harassed her, and Benedict Morelli is her attorney.
he would talk sexually to her, tell her that he wanted to have phone sex with her, and tell her at one point that he was the next time going to do it in person.
O'Reilly flatly denies it, and O'Reilly and his employer claim instead that the defendants are motivated by greed and connections to the Democratic Party. Shortage of flu vaccine this season has spurred U.S. lawmakers into action. They're trying to determine if food and drug regulators failed to act on information regarding the nation's flu vaccine supply. A Russian rocket taking a new U.S.-Russian space crew on a 2-day flight to the International Space Station. And Mount St. Helens in Washington actually has a glow at nighttime. Lava now visible inside the crater as magma actually breaches the surface.
Right.
Geologists say a giant slab of molten rock inside the crater is being pushed up from below. They believe it is a new lava dome, but they still don't know what's going to happen or when. So far.
Ready to blow up, right?
Yeah, it could.
26 after the hour here in the Imus Morning Program. Here's Sean from New Jersey on line 1. Hi, Sean.
Good morning, man. How are you?
I'm not great.
Well, listen, but in the second debate, when asked why he wouldn't allow the import of discount prescription drugs from Canada, President Bush said because he didn't think they were safe. Last night's debate, someone brought up the point, it was Schieffer who brought up the point, where are we getting replacement flu vaccines? Oh, we're getting it from Canada. I mean, can't this moron make up his mind? He's evil.
Thanks, Sean. You're on line 3. It's Charlie from New Jersey. Hi, Sean. Oh, Charlie.
Good morning. I was just wondering if you could take the show any further into the toilet today.
I agree.
Because I really don't think that it's gone far enough.
I agree.
And I really, the other question I wanted to know was if you know the difference between a brown nose and a spithead.
What?
Depth perception. Depth perception.
Depth perception. Okay. Thanks, Charlie. 27 after the hour. Well, he's right.
Yeah.
You instead are disgusting.
These things are in the news. Bill O'Reilly's suit is in the news. Maureen Dowd's thing is in the news. Why are we disgusting?
No, but you're
it's not like we're bringing up tampons out of left field.
No. It's just because the observations you make. That nothing needs to be said. We just bring these observations. I just thought that was an odd picture of Maureen Dowd. If you're a columnist writing on the op-ed page of the New York Times,
Who brought up Maureen Dowd's bush? Maureen Dowd. And then you relayed it here on the radio.
I just talked about what she sent Deirdre.
But nobody wants to think about some 50-year-old woman's bush. Nobody. It's repulsive. It's the 21st century to begin with. Shave that thing.
Charles, can't you offer anything?
But you brought it up.
Yeah, but you just sit there like a mute. Can't you help?
No.
Well, I can't. Luke, what are you laughing about, you little jerk? Can't you help?
I just think she looks hot.
I think it's a becoming picture.
It's disturbing.
And I have no thoughts about her private parts. That's not it. I was troubled with the feet, which you have told me is a result of the camera angle that makes her look as though she has hobbit feet.
That's the only thing I could think. I mean,
but Charles is old school with this, you know. I mean, it doesn't offend him that to conjure up that imagery of, looking like she has Dr. J in a scissor lock there.
That's not
from the 70s.
It's just the thoughts
it's
never
nauseating.
No, it never occurred to me.
You're nauseating.
No, she sent you a T-shirt.
She didn't send me anything. She sent my wife.
Alluding to her bush.
No.
It was a
yes, she did.
T-shirt saying
so,
that
Charlie?
What?
Whose name is on the marquee, Charlie?
Well, unfortunately, mine is this morning.
But
now, what's the latest on Bill O'Reilly, as long as we've gone there?
Well, we were just saying that he's flatly denying all of this. And
of course.
And he and Fox claiming that the defendants are motivated by greed, and the attorney's connection he has described in various places this morning as a big-time donator to the Democratic Party.
Something happened.
Something
happened.
But I mean, if she's the lady here, Ms. Macris, it does have to provide. She's got to come up with something to back all of this up.
Just for the record, this girl is less attractive than Monica Lewinsky. This is a homely-looking, big.
What does that got to do?
Big-butted, big-legged.
What does that have to do with anything?
Gold-digging liar, probably.
Well, we don't know that.
Setup artist.
Well, something happened.
Well, it has a lot to do with the imagery. Once again, if she was some kind of a hot girl, you can sort of get into the story, but there's nothing titillating about it.
What, Charles?
Well, the photograph of Ms. Macris in the paper this morning, I mean, she...
Let me see.
I don't think she's...
Let me see.
I'm going to pass it over
I'll
to
make an independent judgment
All right,
here.
there you go. There, you're seeing it for the first time.
Well, she looks like Manuel Noriega.
No, she doesn't.
She looked like, Roger Ebert in her wig on the Today Show, and that's what I'm basing it on.
But, I mean, that doesn't have anything to do with their charges.
Absolutely not.
Oh, but it sort of takes away from the salacious aspect of the story.
Well, but she's trying to stick up Bill O'Reilly for $60 million.
If that's true, that's awful.
And they did ask her on the show whether or not she had tapes of any of this stuff. She started to nod her head yes, and he said, we can't say right now. Let's just say that this is what happened.
Well, of course, she's got to have tapes.
Well, O'Reilly's
You
lawyer
can't make these kinds of allegations and not be able to back it up.
But it's interesting that O'Reilly's lawyer says, yes, he believes there are tapes.
Sure.
And he's asking that the courts compel Ms. Macris to produce them so they can be played in public because O'Reilly's contention is that he has nothing to fear that's on whatever these tapes are.
You see, it might not amount to sexual harassment. Sounds like it was consensual. She latched onto O'Reilly's star.
That's equally disturbing.
He took her under his wing, gave her some good advice, some professional and personal advice, and this is how she stabs him in the back.
He has no business.
Apparently he wanted to stab her in the back.
He has no business, whatever, just making an overall observation. As a boss, you have no business making any kinds of observation to any female employee or male employee, by the way, period.
Outside of business.
Outside of business, period.
Now, if these are, if we release these tapes and they're legitimately business calls and nothing beyond that.
But she apparently...
Who's going to be on the show tonight? Thanks, I'll talk to you later. That's all you need to know.
She apparently went to him after she broke up with her fiancé. She was distraught. She was looking for more money because I guess she was living with the guy, being the tramp that she is. She kicked him out.
That's great.
So he went to dinner and he gave her some good advice. He told her,
Went to dinner?
Go buy a vibrator and relax.
What did you go to dinner for?
That's her story.
By the way, she also says that O'Reilly he was mercurial and had unpredictable mood swings of her boss. Defendant O'Reilly, a personality who can be paternal and engaging at one instant, tyrannical and menacing the next.
What's so amusing about that?
I don't know. It's just,
God. Well, you know why I feel much better than I used to.
Well, there you
go. Because
go.
I'm not all jacked up on Dilaudid or Vicodin or something else. That helps too, But I don't hurt anymore. And
take all those weird substances that apparently are having a positive effect.
Got a very nice note here Mark did from Stephen Randell, who's the executive editor of Playboy magazine, in which they asked me to do their big interview, and I told them I don't want to. I don't want to be interviewed by Playboy or anyone else.
Right.
But Mr. Randall is a very nice man. He's a very loyal Imus guy, and he's been trying to make this happen for some time, and he's been able to do that, and now it's not going to happen because I'm not going to. He points out that I believe me, I've been reading Playboy, or I'm aware of Playboy, since they interviewed Lenny Bruce and Mort Saul back in the 50s, or whenever the hell it was, or 60s, or whenever it was, 60s, I guess. So, and I know that it's a very prestigious format and venue, but I'm not going to answer their questions or anyone else's.
Now what?
I don't have to. I don't want to. That's nobody's business.
Basically, back off.
My only interest is I like doing this program, and I've got to raise money for this ranch. So, and that's my concern. So that's my focus. It's the Imus Cattle Ranch for kids with cancer. That's it. Got to go brand cattle today, by the way.
Really?
Yeah. So, I told Donnie, I said, don't put me on a horse and get me bucked off the last day I'm here. So
avoid that.
No, let's try to avoid that. So anyway, 21 till the hour here on the program, and I don't know. We've had some ugliness this morning, but mostly it's just been, well,
there have been some positive things.
Please welcome once again the man who I was rude to before, and I apologize. He's a good friend of mine. He contributed hundreds of thousands of dollars to the Imus Ranch. In fact, the Joseph Abboud Indoor Riding Arena is something we use all of the time here at the ranch, and Mr. Abboud sponsors that, he and his family, if there actually is a family somewhere. But anyway, please welcome once again to the program, Joe Abboud. Good morning, Mr. Abboud.
Mr. Emmett, I want to challenge you to a duel. I would love to challenge you to a duel, but on a more important note, I just spoke with Bobby Mitchell from the Mitchells.
Sure.
And they are the greatest retailers in the country. They will open the store for you, although they aren't open on Monday. They will open the store for you on Monday, or they'll come to your house. And they have great blazers and things for Wyatt. So I won't give you the number on the air, but Bobby Mitchell, a good friend and one of the owners, just called me and said, whatever he wants, we're there for him.
Well, give Julie the number.
God.
What's the matter?
Holy cow.
Is that unbelievable? I mean, this mega retailer will...
What, Charles?
Well, I mean, this bludgeoning of you, of this fine retailer, interrupting them on a day that they were going to be relaxing, barbecuing, or whatever. And
no, they're not, are they?
You bludgeoned them, intimidated them into stomping them up under your heel like you do everybody.
And he does it to me, he does it to my friends, but we all love you, Mr. Imus, and we're going to do it. And the Mitchells are great retailers.
Now they're not going to be relaxing, are they?
No,
man.
They're very happy to do it. So I will need
What
to
an
with the
ogre.
Ixnay the barbecue. Well, let me talk to Mrs. Imus and Wyatt and see what they want to do, and we'll be in Westport on Monday.
Okay, I'll leave the numbers with Julie.
Okay, it'll be sometime in the morning, and
yeah.
my wife bought couple of gowns over there from them, you know.
They have a fabulous women's
Oh,
department.
yeah, it's a gorgeous store.
Joseph bought a couple of gowns, too, from...
Shut up, Bernie. I resent that.
Oh, by the way, don't forget, my book's coming out in November. We'll be talking about that.
Hello, Joe?
Yeah.
Hello?
It doesn't matter.
Joe?
Is this thing working?
What the hell is it? What happened?
What happened here?
Well, yeah, I tell you,
you know,
think they'd have those cell phones perfected by now, wouldn't
Yeah, you would.
you know how it is to those bathhouses with all the steam and stuff?
Mitchell's in Westport. I think they have another store in Greenwich, Connecticut as well.
Oh, yeah.
Dawn,
Fine line of retail clothes.
Oh, well, I used to say they were next door to the tanning parlor, but which is hardly true, but
Hello?
They moved from that?
well, they're like Bergdorf or a bar like Barney's. I mean, or Barney's used to be. I guess Barney's bankrupt now, right? But anyway. Well, I mean, I would go to the Gap. I'd go any place. I got to get the little dope something. He didn't want to wear this stuff. He wants to wear his Wrangler jeans and resist all cowboy hat and Justin boots to school.
Well,
but and if I had my way about it, which
Don't want to get the kid beat up. Come on.
oh, nobody's going to beat him up. By the way, that's not the area to go in with him. So
I'm just looking out for the lad.
no, he'll be fine. Believe me. So. It's 18 till they are. Well, do you have any late news, Charles, on either the situation with the suspected Chechenian terrorists who are holding all these children in Russia, or the hurricane?
Both.
Or both?
Both.
All right. Whoop it on me, baby.
The heavily armed gang holding hundreds of children and adults at a school in southern Russia has reportedly released 26 more hostages now. 26 women and children after earlier the group had freed 4 infants and 2 women. And that's the very latest about it. They still don't know the source of the reported explosions in the vicinity of the school. And 750,000 people in Florida have now been told to get out of their homes by this afternoon.
You know, they should call Janet Reno for that Chechenian problem.
Well, that wasn't a great resolution at Waco, Bernard.
No, it didn't work out, as they probably had hoped.
Well, she didn't get fired. I mean, I think it worked out fine for them. It ended the standoff.
It did that.
Yeah, but it barbecued all the kids.
Yeah, well, you know, they had to do what they had to do.
Oh, God, shut up. Would you shut
How
up?
come she's not in jail doing life?
Well, she should be. Go ahead, Charles.
As Hurricane Francis approaches, the latest evacuation order for Broward County, where Fort Lauderdale is located, with forecasters saying the same kind of damage from Francis can be expected as there was from Hurricane Charlie, but over a larger area, since Francis is twice the size of Charlie, and they suspect it may even grow stronger by the time it actually starts affecting the southeast Florida coast.
Are they going to be able to get these goobers out of their trailers and get them the hell out of there?
Yeah,
They said they were
trying to do that, man.
Okay. All right, thanks, Charles. 16 now to the hour. Bernard. Bernard, leave, Lou.
Jeff Greenfield, Dick Cavett, Fred Crawford, maybe James Carville.
Alexandra Lebenthal of Lebenthal, and if you've been thinking about municipal bonds and thinking,
Grand opening sale continues in Wayne, Raritan, and Succossana, New Jersey, or at electronics-expo.com, the fastest growing electronics store in the metro area.
I wouldn't want to live in Succossana, would you?
It would be a trying experience for some women. In Queens, eastbound LIE.
That'll be fine, Tracy. You don't need to get filthy here.
Disabled vehicle blocking the right lane.
You seen the bike on video, by the way?
Yes, I have.
Okay, well.
Mr. Imus.
All right, go ahead.
Okay, Bergen County, New Jersey.
The edited version.
Westbound after Squirrelwood Road in West Patterson. Earlier accident has been cleared. We still have big-time problems on the George Washington Bridge. Delays 45 minutes from 8095 Express and 30 from Route 46. I miss the morning forecast. Mostly sunny skies. High in the upper 70s, 68 degrees under fair skies in Central Park. I'm Tracy Burgess with the Packet 8 Video Phone Highway Patrol.
Tim Massilia here in the I Miss the Morning program on radio around the country on MSNBC. Please welcome to the program that bald-headed stooge.
Oh, wasn't another booed moment happening now?
Oh, no, I'm sorry. Please welcome our friend, John Mako. Good morning, Mr. Mako.
Good morning, Imus.
How you doing, baby?
I'm doing just fine.
So Yankees bounced back, right?
Yes, they did. 5-3 over the Cleveland Indians. Another big start for El Duque. 3 hits over 7 innings. He is now 6-0 since his comeback, and Yankees certainly needed that victory because the Red Sox won again. That's 8 straight victories, a win over Anaheim. And keep this in mind, Imus, that Boston now leads the wild card by 3.5 games.
When did the Yankees and the Red Sox play again?
In a couple of weeks.
Could be pretty good, huh?
Well, depending on the margin, yeah. I mean, but here's a scenario. You know, the Yankees obviously are in good shape, and the Red Sox are in better shape now because, you know, with widening the gap with the Angels, as they have fallen off the earth a little bit.
Been watching any of the conventions, Amenko?
No. Actually, I went to Shea Stadium last night. I watched the Mets.
Oh,
I did.
And you're going to vote in November, probably.
I understand, but
That's great.
But I met Mr. Bush yesterday, and that was very nice. Excellent job with the interview.
You know, he used to be president. That man.
I understand he was.
Oh, you do?
Yes, I do.
Do you vote, Mako?
Yes.
You do vote?
Yes, I do. I vote in every single election from the primaries to the local school board.
There's your ignorant electorate right there.
You live in New Jersey, right?
Yes, I do.
Did you vote for Governor McGreevey?
Yes, I did.
What did you think when he turned out to be a double order of fruit salad?
I think at this point, I wish he would resign now.
Oh, you do?
Yes, I do.
So is it because he's a queer? Or is it because
you're a homophobe? Clearly.
Come on.
Or is it because he's
You're
a
on your
crook?
desk, John.
What's most offended you? The fact that his administration is rife with corruption, or the fact that he copped to a more, in some people's view, enlightened sexual preference than many of us?
Well, probably neither. I think that this was, in my opinion, a scenario in which he got caught, and that's why he did the actions that he did a couple of weeks ago.
Wouldn't it have been great to catch him in a stall out there at the Vince Lombardi rest stop?
Oh, my God.
Huh?
Hi, Governor, how are you?
Not out of the question.
The old VL.
Any interest in the United States Tennis Championships going out at Flushing Meadow? Out there.
No, I'm not a big tennis person, but yet I will watch the final weekend next weekend.
All right, so I see that.
But I did enjoy the Olympics quite a bit.
I see that Jennifer Capriati, who, in her impression of Gilbert Brown, managed to win yesterday.
What do you mean that wasn't Michael Moore?
better example, Bernie. She won. I'm always happy to see when Jennifer wins, and Serena, I like her as well. So.
Yeah, and the Russian beauty still out there?
Okay, yeah. She had a tough time. I went to 3 sets, right, Mac?
Absolutely, yes. That was at 7-5 in the third set a couple of nights ago.
How we doing? Well, Mink, thanks. It's always good to see you.
I told you I always would come back.
You want to know something, Minko?
Yeah.
You are absolutely right. You're just like it's not a Godot situation with you. You're always welcome back, and well, welcome back.
Thank you very much.
6 till the hour.
Imus in the morning. Did you know Lutheran Medical Centers?
I saw the other night. Imus in the morning is 9 minutes till the hour here on the Imus in the morning program on the radio all over the country and on MSNBC. I love Greenfield, don't you?
Totally. Really.
I think he's a little mean to me, but then that's
not even a little bit.
Anyway, Craig Crawford's coming up, and Dick Cavett, and Jack Nicholson, and others. And here now, and boys, this was a weird television image last evening with David Gregory, who's about 9 feet tall, talking to Tom DeLay. It looks like a hobbit. Anyway, please welcome to the Imus Morning program, the White House correspondent from NBC News, who did stellar floor duty at the convention there, David Gregory. Good morning, Mr. Gregory. How are you?
Good morning, man. Thank you very much. Thank you. I'm doing well.
Okay, here's the choice.
Yep.
Brokaw's sign-off, poignant moment or superfluous, annoying, self-indulgent diatribe?
I think it was a poignant moment. I think it was great to hear from Tom.
Get out, Tom. Nobody cares. So why are you calling in? We have a limited amount of time, but...
Well, I'm in Scranton, Pennsylvania, which is always a highlight. And
isn't that where Kerry and Edwards went to after their convention?
Honestly, I don't remember.
I think it is.
It would make sense.
Isn't that where I freaked out one time, Bernard? Wasn't that Scranton?
That was it.
No.
The famous Scranton incident.
You left the hundreds of people hanging, as a matter of fact, in the morning.
Remember Scranton?
In a hissy fit.
No.
Did the train come through here?
You know, Senator Kerry's going to be on next week, and I every time he says that some dope was standing out by the tracks in Winslow, Arizona with a sign that said, "Give me 8 minutes, we'll give you 8 years," and he stops the train, I mean, he doesn't know how much I hate him. This is...
Driver, we're going through Reader's Digest. Go to Mach 4, please.
So, when did the president go to Scranton? I guess after the speech, or?
Yeah, he...
No, before.
You shut up, Bernard.
Yesterday morning. And
Why don't you finish eating your egg sandwich, you bald-headed stooge?
When did he go?
He
could have flown there this morning, butt-face.
He left as soon as he was done last night. He wanted a position. We've got a stop here. We're going to Milwaukee, then going to someplace else, and then Cedar Rapids, Iowa. It's not a lot of sleep. It's 4 states today. This campaign has now reached this new level of bitterness. I didn't actually see Kerry's remarks last night because we were rolling, but getting a sense of what he was going to say beforehand.
They weren't up to Zell Miller's. No, there wasn't. He was Senator Kerry said these things with. Well, first of all, he comes out and he announces that makes a big deal out of the Red Sox, and according to Senator Kerry, it pulled within 2.5 games of the Yankees. Well, of course, he was wrong about that. It's still 3.5, so that's how he started off. And Gumlip, Senator Edwards gave an enthusiastic... I noticed he had your watch on, Charles, by the way. Anyway.
I can't get it back.
And I hope I'm going to be the only person in America who refuses to wear, I know it's a good cause and all that, one of those dopey plastic yellow bands. God, is that phony. I'm sick of all of them, Dave. I'm sick of the president. I'm sick of Kerry. They're all lying. Senator Kerry and Senator Edwards are not going to provide health care for everybody. And where in the hell was the plan that the president had 4 years ago? What happened to that plan?
Well,
you sound angry, don't I?
Yeah, you sound angry, yeah.
I do. Well, this Marine's not going to take it.
I thought what was interesting last night is that, it really was a mix. After Zell Miller, after Dick Cheney, this campaign knew that they spent a lot of time attempting to tear Kerry down, and they're pretty happy with the progress they've made on that score. But Bush had to come out last night and speak to people who have not been paying attention, and in some ways reintroduce himself. And give people a reason to, you don't care, do you?
No, I don't. Your voice sounds sexy this morning, no? Doesn't it, Charles?
Quite.
Yeah, I guess when you're a little tired and kind of got a bedroom thing going.
Well, I hate to tower over these guys when I interview them, but, it's a tremendous, I've learned now, it's a tremendous advantage being 9'7" on the convention floor. I mean, you can just yell for these guys and just grab them at a great distance, and
no kidding.
It helps.
Have fun in Scranton and enjoy your stay in Milwaukee and Cedar Rapids, and then I guess you don't know where you're going after that. But
yeah, is it Friday or yeah? I was gonna say I'd call you in the morning, but I guess the phone would keep ringing.
No, please do call us in the morning. David Gregory, the White House correspondent for NBC News.
Imus in the morning.
Make the most of your last days of summer and save on a last-minute project now. You can.
Knows anything about music. Knew already.
Yeah.
Genius loves company.
That'll be fine, Bernard. Quarter after the hour.
In these areas, we will provide tax relief and other incentives to attract new business and improve housing and job training to bring hope and work throughout all of America.
Imus in the morning.
Imagine all the instruments you hear play.